To be or not to be. That is the question.
To be or not to be. That is what I define as learning in and through drama. Hi everyone, welcome to week 3 of learning in and through drama. My name is Vasiri Mamete. As I have introduced myself in the past videos, and the whole purpose of this whole video is for me to reflect on what happened in class this week and my key takeaway from it, and also a bit of reflection, summarizing what happened in class. So let's get down with it. Welcome to Drama 101, where we take physical warm-ups and vocal warm-ups and put them together and make sure that the poor body suffers. I'm joking. I'm joking. So drama is all about engaging our body. I feel like I say this a lot. Drama is all about engaging our body and using our body as the only instrument and tool that we have to express our emotions, our feelings, and to put ourselves in different characters' shoes. So this is what we did this week. Stick along and I'll tell you what we did. So as you know, the first thing we do every single week is that we start with warm-ups, physical warm-ups. We're gonna do those burpees. We're gonna run around the classroom, shake it off, count to 10. So that vocal warm-ups, your grandmother's choppies, you're gonna put it in, chew, doing vocal warm-ups. Hold your breath. Yeah, no guys, apparently I didn't know how to breathe in. We were taught how to breathe in, because as an ordinary person, this is how I breathe in and out. No, you need to see. So we're taking things literal. This is drama, so I have to act. So as a person, if I told you to breathe in, if I told you to breathe in, this is what you and I are gonna do. And out until Mr. Kabal is like, no! Breathing in, hold here. You have to feel it. Pump your stomach out when you're breathing in, and then push it back in when you're breathing out. Is it possible to you and I? Okay, to me and my classmate, it's not possible. That's why we were like gasping, but like, it's not possible, but it is possible. I'm gonna show you how we did it. So breathe in and out. In, out. And one other thing we did in drama is that we hold. So they counted up to 4, they counted up to 8, and when you are holding your breath, And after that, we had to do screams, not literally screams, but we make noise, and you have to scream from your belly, not from your tummy, but it must come from here. I don't know what tummies held the air. You and I didn't know. We both didn't know. However, it really showed us how we don't really use our body for anything apart from walking to campus and things like that. So after that, after we were done with our warm-up, vocal warm-ups, and our physical warm-ups, then we went into the exercise. So I started by imagining like last week. So imagine you are somebody that you've always wanted to be. Think of a person, an influential person that you've always wanted to be, and walk around the room and be that person. I told Cyril Ramaphosa. Don't ask me why. I also don't know why. I just thought he was the easiest person that came to mind. I mean, if I were to work like Philip Anthony Mitchell, not a lot of people know him, Not in a bad way, but not a lot of people know him. So I walked like Sarah, the president. My feet had to be like you know, and I had to walk around the room like that. And not just like that, but how a president would walk in a crowd of people. I mean, you have that aura. And you have to like wave, our cupcake like smiling. So I had to walk around, things like that. Because honestly, he looks like one friendly person. He does look friendly. So, and then Dr. Cabello sat us down, and then he was like, okay, now this is a hot seat. And the whole purpose of this whole hot seat is that once you come and sit here, you are no longer you. You are the person, that influential person we spoke about. So I volunteered. So I sat down, and then they said, the minute you sit down, you are not yourself anymore. You are that person. So I'm like, I got this. The first question they asked me is my name. I was like, my name is Cyril Matamara Ramaphosa. Second question I was asked was where I'm from. I don't even know where he's from, but Dr. Cabello said that as a person, you have to know where you're from. Even if you don't know where that person is from, you are that person in that moment. So you have to know where you are from. So I was like, I'm from the Northern Cape. I don't know why. It was the first place that popped up. And he's like, okay, any questions for the president? People started raising their hands, asking questions. And one of the my favorite questions as the president that I was asked was, why am I not saying anything about schools? Why are they building certain things, but we know students in university don't have money, that some students are not funded, or like buildings are being built that are not necessary, but they're not building more universities, more schools. And then in the part, and it's fast, and I'm like, there's a minister of finance for that. I believe that I'm not the person you should be speaking to. They were like, yo, and I was like, yo. And then the other question I got was Chloe, one of the PGC students, was like, excuse me, Mr. President, and she asked her a question, and then I was like, you're excused. I mean, you did say excuse me, so I'm excusing you. However, I was, as a president, unnecessarily rude, but I believed if people had like query such questions, they should watch when I have the State of the Nation address, when I address, when there's a shuffle in the cabinet, they should focus on those people, and those are the people they should hold accountable, not me, because I deal with like a lot of stuff. So you can't be asking me things about finance. I am not the Minister of Finance. There's a person that has been appointed for that, I'm taking this too serious. And then the next person who came walked like that person. Okay, I know my feet were like facing each other, but that person held an aura. Even the way he was sitting down, he didn't have his back crouched. You could see, man, he's controlling the room with how he was sitting. So when he sat down, even before sitting down, people were like, we know you look like Donald, Donald Trump. So when he sat down, they asked him a question, what's your name? He's like, my name is Donald Trump, I'm the president of the United States. And then people start asking questions, and his posture, his body movement, they all were of the president. He knew who he was, and he had to act like that person. He didn't have to speak like him for us to know who he was. All you had to do was act. His body movement, his facial expressions, his walk, his aura. He controlled the room. And the way he handled those questions. Ma'am. No, sir. Sir. We even had to question him. Like, are you sure that you and President Trump are not related in one way or the other? Because it can't be that you can act like this person to this point, And then after that, we were divided, and we were told that we have scripts to play, so we were divided into groups for that. So let me recap on what I learned from this class, more specifically, is the important to put yourself in a role, put yourself in that person's shoes, so you're no longer acting like me, myself, and I had to be the president and act the same way the president would act in such a space. Answer questions in like moments. Yeah. So from this, the only thing I learned in terms of like teaching and learning and into drama is that putting yourself in another person's shoes builds confidence, and it can like taking the character of another person can introduce you and other people to a new version of yourself. Like how I step in the shoes of the president. Oh guys, it's not very easy. It's not easy being a president. No man. It's not easy. Unnecessary hates. People are pinning the blame on me. But yes, this was all. I do not have pictures from this class. I, however, have a special message from a friend of mine who will just be telling us in a nutshell what they think learning into drama is, and how they think and if they think drama can effectively be implemented in teaching and learning. But from Lesedi, Manameti and bye for this week. See you on the next week. Bye.
This is Ika Mabaleta, a computer science student. I was asked to give a personal opinion on how drama can be incorporated in actual learning. The first question was asking, in my view, can teachers effectively use drama to teach without it overshadowing the actual learning goals? It can be used if it is used effectively. If the drama is aligned with the learning objectives, it can be used as a learning tool than entertainment. Thus, it doesn't overshadow the actual learning goals.